When Cara Lockwood was diagnosed with cancer, she didn't just face treatment, she faced herself. Fear, self-doubt, the relentless inner critic. But something shifted after her mastectomy. For the first time in her adult life, she gave herself a genuine compliment. No backhanded compliment. Not passive-aggressive, just, I did a good job. And that moment changed everything. This is the mindset shift that helped Cara survive cancer and thrive afterwards. I'm Joelle Kaufman. This is Kicking Cancer's Ass, because cancer doesn't get to run your life. You do. I had said to the kids, and I say this in my book, I think you do too, tell everyone.
Yes, tell everyone. You got to tell people.
And, tell everyone, and partially because you don't know who has an experience that could help. Mm-hmm. And so my daughter goes to school. I told the school so that she would only have to tell one person and they could then disseminate. But a classmate, heard about it and comes up to her and she's like, look, I know. And that classmate had lost her father. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I know. And I know how much it sucks. And if you ever want to talk, I know what it feels like. And, they weren't close at that time. And it was such a gift to just say, I see you. I know most people who are teenagers don't understand, but I do.
Yeah. It's such a gift because I think, that human connection, that understanding you're not alone, is just so important. And you can draw such strength from it to get through all of it. Because I think that's honestly when we're here on this earth, like whatever faith you believe in, I feel like we're all here to help one another. And by connecting with one another, showing each other we're not alone, that we've gone through similar things, we understand. I don't think there's anything more divine than that.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you. It's why I do what I do and why you do what you do.
Exactly.
Now, I want to talk about something that, as I was reading the book, I kind of wanted to throw it. It was because I know in publishing this happens all the time, but you shared some statistics outside of publishing, which is that you got dropped by your publisher, even though it was a best-selling book.
Yes.
The numbers weren't what they wanted. And you're in the middle of cancer treatment. And your publisher says, sorry. And then you talk about how common this is. And I've written articles to CEOs and to managers about how to manage somebody who's going through cancer because they tend to do it wrong. But can you talk more about that curveball? That's like a curveball on the curveball with a little English on it.
Exactly. So my book, The Takeover, it hits the USA Today bestseller list. So
Congrats.
I'm like, great, good job. Okay, all of those sacrifices, dragging myself to the book signings, posting about the book, making it even though I felt nauseous and had the scarf on and the whole thing. And then I find out, because I in publishing, you're a contract worker. So you're not a full-time, you're not a W-2, you're a contract worker. So I had a book deal for 2 books and The Takeover was the second book. And so I was looking to have a new contract, I'm like, great, USA Today bestseller. This sounds great. And then was told the bad news, and my editor felt horrible. Of course she felt horrible.
She's human.
She's human. She's very sweet. I was in the middle. I had, I think, 3 more chemotherapy rounds. So I was near the end, but not done. And sometimes that's the worst. You can see the end, but it's like, I cannot anymore with this. And then got the word that I was not going to be renewed, that the numbers just weren't what they had hoped, and they were moving in a different direction with some of their romances. So they weren't going to renew me. And so then I not only had cancer, not only in the middle of chemotherapy, but also had no job.
And you have to promote yourself to get another contract. This isn't the world I lived in where, you have a job and there's headhunters and,
Right. This is all me and my agent. My agent's amazing. And so she can promote me too. But I've worked and been contracted now with 4 of the big 5 publishers, fired and rehired by one twice. So
Okay.
it just, yeah, it's like Simon Schuster, HarperCollins, Hachette. Like Hachette is my current publisher. But St. Martin's, Macmillan, like I've worked for all of them, and it just is a numbers game, or it's like what's trendy. What do people reading now? Or do they want more mysteries than they want romance? Do they want, fantasy romance and not contemporary romance? Like it's just, these are hard numbers, everyone understands, but it's particularly brutal for people in difficult situations because my whole career, I've never had traditional health insurance, so I've had to, find that on my own or work through my husband's insurance. And then, just not to have any job security and to go through that at the same time. And I know I'm not alone because many women and men who go through cancer find that they're sidelined at work, even if they're kept on. It's difficult to be at your best, obviously, when you're battling cancer. You can't, work as well as you did. So it's not uncommon to get bad news about your career while you're fighting for your life, which frankly, I feel like they're just, you should just you should just be able to be safe. There should be a safety net. Like when you're,
Yes. There's called short-term disability insurance, but
yes,
you should be able to, if you need to take time off,
yeah,
that's fine. Because what's interesting, if you think about the post-cancer patient, I mean, yes, she will accept no bullshit. So
right.
that part you could decide you like or dislike as an employee. But this is the most resilient human being.
Yes.
A person who is tough as nails, who knows how to manage and rally lots of people, how to make decisions. Like, who doesn't want that person on their team?
Exactly.
That is a great employee.
Exactly. Resilient, tough. Like, I mean, absolutely won't fold under pressure.
Right.
Like this is
what you got. Like that. I used to people be like,
Exactly.
why don't you ever really get upset when things are going wrong at work? I'm like, because I've seen worse.
I know. I mean, it is another, I mean, not that there, any good sides to cancer, but it does put everything into perspective. I mean,
Oh my God,
really,
it's the filter. We call it the cancer filter.
Yes. It's really like, am I dying? Like literally, am I dying?
Right.
Okay.
Could this kill me?
Yes. Right.
Oh, it can't kill me? Okay, this is dealable.
Okay, then it's fine.
Right.
And that's also how I felt when I got cut from the publisher, because it could have been, that second knockout blow. But honestly, in the middle of it, I was just like, well, okay, that's not going to kill me. That's not going to kill me. Like I'm focused on getting healthy, and I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to pick myself up just like I have many times before. And I'm going to write something new, and I'm going to pitch it around to new, and I'm going to get a new contract. And I did. Like I am currently working for Hachette. Like I have a new release coming out in 2026. Like it's, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I knew that it would be okay because I was focused on getting healthy, because if I wasn't healthy and I wasn't here, then there would be no books anyway.
Well, it's so true. And, it sounds like your counselor was helpful. But I also want to give you kudos because, look, yes, you're in control, but we don't know the outcomes.
Right.
Right. We know statistically your type of cancer, very treatable, very successful, great odds. That's awesome.
Right.
My type of cancer used to be, like when my mother got it, I was like, oh, it's early stage, she'll be fine. Now looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, my mother was diagnosed with triple negative in 1983 and lived.
Yes,
Like,
right.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. But the mindset of I've done hard things, I can do hard things, and whatever things come at me, I'm going to make it work. Why? Because I'm somebody who makes it work.
Yeah.
That mindset to your treatment, to your career, to the things that have happened in your personal life, right? I loved the story. It had nothing to do with cancer, but I loved the story of I'm in too big a house, someplace I didn't want to live, but if I hadn't been there, I wouldn't have met PJ.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Like,
that's exactly right.
The book unfolds. Only the author knows what's on the next page. The rest of us are discovering it as we go.
That's right. Well, it's interesting because I the mindset I have now, I didn't always have. It's a journey. Like, I had a lot of self-doubt when I was younger. I had a lot of imposter syndrome. In fact, a lot of those negative thoughts that kind of played on a playlist in my head continued like straight up through until my diagnosis with breast cancer. Like I've been fighting those negative thoughts my whole adult life. And
because you're a human.
Yeah. And I think everyone has them.
Right.
Like, by that disappointed teacher or, parents that didn't, meant well, but maybe criticized something about you, or siblings or whatever. And
or
you
yourself.
internalize it, or yourself, and
Something
you internalize
didn't work
it.
out. Right.
Yeah. And I spent a lot of my life criticizing myself, in a loop. Like I would give myself a compliment, like, oh, you made the USA Today bestseller list. That's great. It's not the New York Times, but I mean, okay, I mean, it was always like, there's so much passive aggressiveness in my own thoughts that I never checked. I never really countered. But after I had my double mastectomy, I had done a lot of prep for the surgery. I had tried to get healthy. I had gone to a counselor. I had cried a lot trying to get my head right and my emotions where they needed to be. And I had to unpack all of the fear and the anger and the resentment and, and go into the surgery sort of clear as I could be. Mm-hmm. And then when I came out of the surgery and I did well, like I didn't panic on the table, I didn't try to leave the hospital, all of those scenarios in my head that I was tempted, but I did not do any of those things. I marched right in there, or was wheeled right in there, and did the surgery, came out, and I gave myself like just internally like a good job, like you did a good job, and there was no backhanded compliment. There was no passive aggressiveness. It was a genuine compliment. And I just like cried. I cried because it was maybe the first time in my adult life I had given myself a genuine compliment.
Oh, Cara.
Really. I mean, and at that point I was like, no more of this negative talk. Like, just no more. Just, I had really come to see like how damaging it was, because it was just on autopilot in the background the whole time. But it was that point, I feel, that was such a turning point that really clicked me over to, I can do hard things. I'll be fine.
Well, and that's a turning point that you can take with you throughout your life. I mean, that's if you will, gift of cancer, right? Like the always on critic, which everybody has. Yeah. We think, I tell people, think of it like a fire alarm. It's letting you know to pay attention to something. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't turn off the fire alarm, it makes you batshit crazy.
Exactly. And it's just going at the same level the whole time.
Right. Like, turn that thing off. Unplug it. Like, you got the message. We're good.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, you should applaud. You did a hard thing. It was very funny when my reconstructive surgeon, I brought my best friend to one of my appointments that was a follow-up. And, take off your clothes, let's take a look. And she's looking, and what is she like? And what's she going to do in the revision? And as I get dressed, and she's like, I'm very pleased. And I looked at her, I said, you did good work. She says, I did. I really did. Well, and I don't know, Cara, if, I don't even know if it's in the book, but my sister was diagnosed with a new primary in August after same year as my treatment, right before you.
Oh, my goodness.
And so she, my whole team became her team. Oh. And she's great. She found it very early. Again, our cancers respond to treatment, but this was after a bilateral mastectomy. So don't stop touching your boobs.
Oh yeah, I will.
Okay, good.
I know. It's still,
don't stop.
Yeah.
Like they
it's
can't
not like all done. Yeah.
Right. The microscopic little fuckers are still there. But I said to this reconstructive surgeon, Marissa, I told her what was happening. She's like, oh God, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, we all are. I said, she has had trouble with her reconstruction since it was done 15 years ago. So, Marissa, all of this is a shit show, but you're the gift. Yeah. Because you're going to fix all the stuff she's unhappy about. Yeah. And she would never have done that without the new primary. And not only did Marissa fix it, but she kept it took a couple of shots. And Marissa was like, please, Tracy, let me try again. Let me I want to get this perfect for you.
Right.
And, yay, you did a good job. I did a good job. We did a good job. Yay.
Yes, like it's all good. Yeah. I mean, some things, I don't know if anything happens for a reason, but some things work out. Sometimes things work out.
Find find the happiness tripwire.
Yes.
Find the whether or not they happen for a reason, it's happening. So now are we going to dwell in the fear, negativity, terror?
Yeah.
You can, and you should go there. You got to feel it.
You got to feel it.
But, no one wants to spend that long in a dungeon. So
exactly,
it's okay to come out and say, okay, this sucks, but there's light. There's just a little bit, but I'm going to focus. I think Pink has a song where they talk about the cracks are where the light comes in.
Yes, exactly. Because I feel when you're in such a dark place, it's easy to feel like it's going to be forever, right? And that this is your new normal forever, but it really isn't. It changes. It's temporary. You get a handle on it, like that tailspin of diagnosis, that tailspin of what's going to happen next. You get a handle on it and you settle yourself. And the only thing we can count on is change, because it's never going to be this dark forever. It's never going to be that good forever either.
True that.
But the horrible part, the darkness, the dungeon part, doesn't last forever either. So I think keeping that in mind, moving forward, because I think all through this time I had to tell, my mantra was, there's just no way but through. Like, you just have to keep going. You just can't stop. Just get to a sunnier sky.
Yeah, mine was a little similar. There's no way out but through. Mine was, I can do anything X number of times.
Yeah,
you need me to do this 10 times?
Yeah.
I can do 10. You need me to do that I can do this.
Yes.
And you tell yourself that, and you are speaking it into being.
Yes, it's so true. Well, the Navy SEALs do that too. Like, you think they would have, you think they would have like unlimited confidence and just rush into danger, but they're actually taught to give themselves pep talks and to go with mantras, so that they can focus in on what they need to do when they're the most scared and the most stressed. So I think if they need a mantra, then
we all need a mantra.
We all need a mantra.
I'm all for it. All right, let's do a quick lightning round.
Sure.
All right. If you could give one piece of advice to a newly diagnosed woman about work and employment, what would it be?
I would say communication. Communicate with your boss. I mean, I also did, but it didn't do me a lot of good. It did me a little good. It did me a little good. It did do me a little good. But if you keep it a secret, and you don't tell your boss, you're not communicating, then I think the downhill will come faster.
And I think when you communicate, you can also communicate if there are any boundaries or considerations. Mm-hmm. The more your boss, I've been a boss a lot, the more we know, the better we can plan with you.
Absolutely.
All right. So the moment, fill in the blank, the moment I felt the most in control during my cancer treatment was when?
Ooh. That's a good question. Okay. The time I felt most in control, I think was after the mastectomy. I think was after the mastectomy, because I feel like that to me was just the biggest mountain, and then once I got over that, I felt like if I could do that, I could do most anything.
Yeah, I got to tell you, reading about you in the iron bra, because I didn't have to do that, and that horrible. Sounds awful.
It's terrible.
So if you can do that, like, you're a badass.
Yeah.
I feel so. Yeah. My claim to badassery was I did the deep flap, the 14-hour surgery, and no narcotics.
Oh, wow. Hats off to you, sister.
It turns out, like you noticed, like, that's not what hurts.
Yeah.
Right? And the GI tract implications of opioids, it's like, no, thank you. I just had abdominal surgery.
Right.
No, thanks. And by the way, I can still wear a bikini. The line is so low because you said, I'm not sure at my age I should be, but I do. But it doesn't show. So the cut doesn't show. All right. What's one choice you made during treatment that other people questioned, but you said, this is right for me?
I was given the choice to do chemotherapy because my tumor size was on the borderline. Right. And I had, my mom, some of my friends thought I shouldn't do chemotherapy, that it would just be too hard, and I would probably be fine, without it. Right. But I just felt like I needed to put all the points on the board while I had the chance.
Honestly, people ask me, what did your mother do to get 42 plus years? Like, did she make any lifestyle changes? I'm like, no, she didn't. She was already fit like you were. She ate healthy. She didn't smoke. She didn't drink much. Like I said, she had a good mindset, and she was as aggressive as was possible with her tumor. Like she was no holds barred. And she's like, I was 36 years old and I was going to be there for all the big events for my girls. And she said, I can do anything. Maybe that's where I got it from. Like, I can do anything X number of times.
X number of times. I love that one. I love that one.
It's true. Like you can. All right. So complete this sentence. Taking back control doesn't mean controlling everything. It means,
I think, controlling how you feel about everything. How you feel about everything. Because you can't control everything, but you can control how you feel about it. Once you work through your emotions and get to your place of acceptance, you can control your own self.
I so love that. I think that's so true. And you can actually put cancer into whatever narrative you want. And if that narrative drains your energy, find a new narrative.
Yeah,
that
absolutely
helps you. Okay, last one. What's your best advice for how to kick cancer's ass, the Cara Lockwood version?
That's right. Well, I would say laugh. Actually, try to find things that are funny. It seems like impossible in this time to find anything that's funny, but there's actually a lot of things that are funny. I had a hilarious MRI where I completely went commando because I was in that white room when they were telling me what to do, and then I did the exact wrong thing. And then when I like just flashed everybody in their room. And then when I left, my husband and I laughed so hard we cried because
that's perfect.
It was, So I would say don't be afraid to laugh because it's very hard to be afraid when you're laughing.
I want to take that one step further. Sometimes people feel like I have cancer. I'm not supposed to have laughter or happiness. And I want to say, like, cancer doesn't, I'm going to take a Cara Lockwood. Cancer doesn't decide.
That's right. Cancer doesn't get to decide.
Right.
Yes.
She might be wreaking havoc in your breast, but she doesn't get to decide if you smile.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make the cancer any less potent or more potent. And actually, I don't know if you've gotten to this chapter in mind where I talk about the physiological benefits of happiness tripwires.
Yes.
Right? But like laughing, smiling naturally, like bringing things into your life that do that actually boost your immune system. So laughing is part of kicking cancer's ass. I love that was your choice.
It is. It's all the endorphins. It's all of, that's how you do it.
So good for you.
Yeah,
so good.
Absolutely.
So Cara, where can people find, there's no good book for this, but I wrote one anyway.
Yeah, it's practically everywhere. So Amazon, Kindle, Nook, basically anywhere you can buy books, you'll be able to find it.
And do you have a website, www.caralockwood.com, that people can also?
It's caratheauthor.com, but there's also, you can also do nogoodbookforthis.com if you'd like to find out more.
Fantastic. Cara, thank you for your book. Thank you. This was so much fun. I'd love to have you back sometime.
I would love to be back. I loved this.
This was great. Just awesome. So
I felt like I met a sister.
Amen. Amen. Well, I say this is the sorority nobody wants to join with the best members.
Best members. Absolutely best. Stellar.